What's going on, YouTube? It's me, Cupid, here with the Cupid Draft League what number are we on? Week 5 recap. That was the week 5. We just played the 5th week. It's the 5th week of the week 5 of the week. I am your host, Cupid VT, hoster of the Cupid League. My chat is saying hello to you. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so, we have matches to watch. We have a lot of things that happened this week. We have a lot of things. A lot of the things that happened, let's talk about them. Okay, so, first things first, we have the first match of the week that was played, Calrook versus Juvenile Ship V3. So we have good friend of Cupid versus editor of Cupid. Honestly, I can't say that I am biased at all about this matchup. I don't know who is going to win, except for the fact that I've already seen this game at the very least. So, let's just go ahead and get into the replays. Love the enthusiasm. Yeah, you gotta be enthusiastic. If you're not energetic, YouTube's gonna stop caring. Okay, so we have Destruction, the Scolipede. It's got Aqua Tail and Throat Chop as Calrook turn 1 goes for Toxic against a Poison type. Fantastic. Next we have Stealth Rock's gone for, and then we go into Sableye to use Recover after we get hit for 1,000,000 damage by Aqua Tail. And then after recovering, we're gonna dodge Mega Horn twice like a boss. Then we're gonna knock off the Life Orb. This thing is fast as fuck, boy. But now we have switched out, and it's going to take 1,000,000 damage from Stealth Rocks. We knock off on the Porygon Z. Now it's gonna go for a Shadow Ball. Not very good. Chat is white and background is white. What are you talking about? You're wrong. As you can see, right here. Right here. That is not a white background. Alright, so, where are we? I looked away for 2 seconds and a bunch of things have happened. So, we have, Tinkaton using knockoff on an Incineroar. And now we are going to switch into Hitmontop for Intimidate tactics. Hitmontop is a fantastic counter to Incineroar. Assault Vest, gonna get off another Earthquake. Alright, fantastic. Huge chip damage. This is going to Mega Evolve and click Substitute. I thought for sure Juvenile was going to click Thunder Wave first, but now Juvenile clicks Thunder Wave, and Tinkaton doesn't get off an attack, but it's okay, because Pain Split. And now Playrough is going to break the Substitute. What will Juvenile do now? Juvenile will get knocked off, and go for Trick Room, for some reason. Why would you do this? Why would you Trick Room? Why would you Trick Room if you have paralyzed the Tinkaton? Now the Tinkaton is essentially twice as fast, thanks to Trick Room. And then you go into Scolipede, but the Tinkaton is paralyzed. You should have lost Scolipede for free, but instead, you got lucky. Now Conkeldurr comes in, Mach Punch, that definitely kills 1,000,000 Scolipedes at that range. Actually, that's not true. In comes Articuno. Hurricane misses. Justice. Stone Edge misses. There is no justice. Only pain. In comes Sableye. Hurricane, whiff. No whiff. But the second Hurricane whiffs. Sableye goes for knockoff, crits, and kills the Articuno. This is the most ridiculous RNG in a row. Sableye goes for Protect as Incineroar tries to use U-turn and get out of there. And then the second time, Incineroar's like, ha, just kidding, I'm gonna kill you, and uses Earthquake that kills the Sableye. Conkeldurr comes in, gets the Flame Orb knocked off, uses Earthquake, and at this point, Conkeldurr wins by clicking Mach Punch twice. But it didn't click Mach Punch! And it died! And try attack, it doesn't kill. Do we? Oh, we get frozen and punished. Full punish for Calrook. You get frozen for your hubris and you die. And the rest of your Pokemon lose to Bolt Beak. Try attack kills you, and the Gengar doesn't kill in one hit, and Shadow Ball does not kill in one hit either. But it's too late. It doesn't matter. The Gengar isn't doing enough damage, even with a crit. And Calrook through game 1! Alright. Fantastic. We have now covered my frustration. So after this game, I talked to Calrook. I showed Calrook the calcs. Well, not after this game. After the match, I showed Calrook the calcs. Both of these Pokemon that are left for Juvenile are weak to Mach Punch. And Conkeldurr killed them both in one hit with Mach Punch. Calrook whiffed big time. maybe, just maybe, Calrook will not whiff this time. So we have a Gligar lead versus the weapon. And the weapon is going to get a tri-attack burn. Turn 1. Very lucky. Hitmontop's going to come in. This thing scares out these for sure. Articuno comes in, you know, against Assault Vest Hitmontop. Calrook, even though he has an Assault Vest, does not want to take a Specs Hurricane. And Sableye simply says, I'm gonna dodge it. And after the Specs Hurricane miss, you get the Specs Hurricane that confuses, and the Sableye hurts itself. And then you're gonna Specs Hurricane again, and you're gonna confuse, and the Tinkaton's gonna kill itself with confusion! But it's okay, because now we have a Genjar. Genjar is in. Huge threat. This thing is not a threat. It is slower than you. You kill it with Shadow Ball. You kill it with Shadow Ball. It has to just sit here and substitute. But wait, we switch. We go into Sableye. We Magic Bounce the paralysis because Juvenile is easy to read. And it goes for Trick Room again. For some reason. And now we're going to knock off on the Incineroar. We're going to get rid of that Choice Band. Minimum damage now. Incineroar can't hurt anybody. Earthquake, that does nothing. Conkeldurr gets to click close combat for free. Incineroar is dead. Very cool. At this point, I open the match to ensure no cheating. And in comes Substitute stalling your own Trick Room, the Banette. This Banette loses to the move Taunt because it has 4 special attacks. But it's okay. In comes Scolipede. Earthquake is gonna kill with -1 defense. Here we go. Scolipede now boosting speed. Sableye comes in, which is probably the worst Pokemon to go into here. But it's okay. Knock off crit. We get rid of that Life Orb. I mean, hey, it's not gonna kill us. All we have to do is recover. We just keep recovering, right? We don't throw, right? We just keep recovering, right? Megahorn will miss eventually, right? Right? Megahorn has a 15% chance to miss. Oh, that one did too much, and we take the kill. But at this point, Porygon can come back in. And we saw how this went last game. And honestly, our Hitmontop's too low. But we stay in, and we go for a burn. And we get a burn. I mean, now that we've gotten the burn, hey, at least we have some damage on this. Intimidate Intimitop comes in, takes a Shadow Ball, basically no damage. All you have to do is click close combat. I don't know why we went Mach Punch there, but I guess if we read the Z move, then it makes perfect sense. Gengar's gonna come in. Gengar goes for a sub. Oh, and it goes for recover, and we should have definitely like committed, you know, because now it's gonna keep recovering. But it's okay because Juvenile does not keep recovering. And now we can kill with Dazzling Gleam. But we lose. Why? Why? Because Scarf Arctozolt comes in and it has the move Bolt Beak. But we have Substitute. And we just, you know, we have Substitute. You know what we could do here is we could have kept substituting and fish for an Icicle Crash miss. But that's okay. Gligar could have come in and killed with Earthquake, but our attack was halved thanks to the burn, and we lose because of Tri-Attack Burn Turn 1. And Juvenile wins 2-0 over Calrook. Honestly, kind of an absurd match. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, chat. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That was stupid. I am very upset. Timberwolfie versus Fabled. Fabled, who originally had a Sun team that I rated, I believe, the 2nd worst in the draft, now on something entirely different, a very balanced team, and honestly, a quite strong team. This team is very threatening. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's a threatening team. Look at all these threats. This is a fantastic team for a low tiers draft. All right, let's go ahead and get into game 1 of Timberwolfie versus Fabled. We have Empoleon lead versus a Deancey. Very good. Very good for Timberwolfie. You get up these rocks for free. But instead we went for Toxic. I don't know why we went for Toxic. And we just allow Stealth Rocks to go up. And Skull Burn, very cool. Body Press, that did actually no damage. That did actually nothing. Holy crap. Well, after Body Press does literally 0 damage, okay, this thing has to counter this, right? Screamtail has to counter the Heracross, right? Yeah, it's a counter. It comes in, it kills it with Dazzling Gleam. Fantastic. Heracross goes down. In comes Guy, who doesn't seem to have a Steel type attack. Body Press is ×4 resisted. Honestly, Timba is in a very crushing situation right here. Timba is destroying at the moment, because this thing's only attack is Body Press, and it has probably Protect. We Wish Pass into the Empoleon. Does Protect persist if it's not attacked? No, it goes away at the end of the turn. Yeah, these Body Presses are doing nothing. This is pretty good. We get a Scald Burn. We already had a Scald Burn. We're going for Scald, though. Huge damage. Huge damage. Out damaging the Leftovers recovery. Basically, the burn has neutralized Leftovers. And all of these, 16% are permanent damage, technically. Technically. There's always a way to heal out. And will Timba reveal something like Roost? Roost could be fantastic here. A Scald Burn on the Gyarados would be game-winning. No Scald Burn on the Gyarados. Instead, we just go straight in. I would have personally fished for a second one, and Gyarados goes for Bounce, which is kind of ridiculous. Ancient Power, no boost, and it goes for Bounce again. That's fine. You could... Okay, we've decided that sacking the Tangrowth was the best play. Get in Honchkrow, use Sucker Punch, fantastic. Moxie Boost. All right, do we have... Oh, we are outsped by Diancie. I am pretty sure that's a Scarf Diancie. I am pretty sure that Diancie was scarfed, because that Honchkrow should have definitely outsped. But it's okay, because Empoleon's going to come in. In comes the Darmanitan. This Darmanitan has to lock into something. It locks into Superpower. So that means that in comes the Screamtail, which ×4 resists Superpower, takes 8%, which is non-existent damage. That tells me that this thing is Scarf. Screamtail now gets access to a free move. It uses Wish. Fantastic move to opt for in this exact situation. Empoleon comes in, very cool. Diamond Storm does basically nothing, and we heal for 1,000,000. We have Scald at this point. Like, how do we lose? How do we lose from here? Body Press? We go for Toxic. Oh. Well, Body Press did too much damage. Do we have Protect? Well, we do, but I don't know why we chose to switch without clicking Protect first. Okay, well, it's not over. But Screamtail is gonna live. What if this has Heal Bell? We know it has Leftovers. Oh, wait, hold up. Diamond Storm Body Press. Hold on, I just realized this thing is gonna sweep. This thing is gonna sweep. He sacks the Rotom. Why does he sack the Rotom? He just threw. He threw. Oh, it's okay. We can Mega Evolve. We have Mega. Why did we go for Earthquake? I know we have Earthquake, but why didn't we go for something like Leaf Blade? Defog gets rid of the rocks. I can see why you want to get rid of the rocks here, but oh no. Oh no, this is so bad. This is a disastrous moment. We go for Wish. Do we have Protect? We have Protect, right? We do have Wish Protect. We should Protect here. We do Protect. Rocks go back up, but in exchange, we get our HP back. We go for Wish again. No crit here. And I think we die to Toxic Poison at this point, right? Yes. We die to Toxic Poison. And at this point, Sceptile should win, right? Like, you click Earthquake. Oh, but it was Scarf! It was Scarf Darm! The Darmanitan had a Scarf! And Flare Blitz! And Flare Blitz! And Timble Wolfie loses game 1 after having such a fantastic position due to the sacked Tangrowth and then the sacked Rotom. Alright, we lead with the Rotom against the Registeel. Another fantastic lead for Timba. We get a free Volt Switch as the Diancie comes in. Do we have a Steel type attack on this Empoleon? Stealth Rocks go up. We go for Scald. Scald is pretty good here. Scald does a lot of chip, but the rocks go up. So now we have to deal with the rocks. We go for Scald again, trying to pick up the kill on Diancie. Doesn't really do that. We don't get the Scald burn on the Registeel this time, which is not desirable. And you know, now we're gonna go into the hat. The hat. We're gonna go for Mystical Fire. It does basically nothing, which tells me that this is not a Specs hat. Either that or this Registeel is specially defensive. Both of which could be pretty game ending. I don't know how I feel about getting our Tangrowth Toxic Poisoned and going for knockoff there. This time we predict the Gyarados and we go into the oven, and instead of, you know, having the Gyarados kill our Tangrowth for free, we get off a discharge, and that's going to claim a kill. We get a second discharge off, we crit the Registeel, and I don't believe that another one kills, but I was wrong, it does. So, this is actually another fantastic position for Timba, as Diancie now gets sacrificed. In comes the Beetle. The Beetle is going to use a move after it gets discharged, Parried Rock Blast. That definitely is going to kill us. But, in comes Sceptile, which, you know, is a fair Pokemon to go into at this point. How do we not lose to Scarf Darm? Well, switching into Screamtail is a choice. We're gonna get Flare Blitzed for our troubles. And then we're gonna go into our Tangrowth, and that's gonna die to a Flare Blitz. And Empoleon's gonna come in, and it's gonna go for Protect, as he goes for Flare Blitz. And Flare Blitz is now going to kill the Empoleon, and it's going to kill the Darmanitan. Now it's up to Timba to figure out how to kill this thing with his last 3 Pokemon. We go for Ghost Z move, we get knocked off, take 1,000,000 damage, and die to Toxic Poison. We go into Screamtail, we have Wish, we go for Encore, locking him into Knockoff, and then we lose Screamtail, and then we go into a Pokemon that is weak to Brave Bird. And does it have Brave Bird? Well, we go for Dragon Dance, and then we go for another Dragon Dance, and at this point we need to OHKO, and if we don't, we lose. And we don't. And Timba now has come all over his back, and Fabled has made the comeback from being down 3 Pokemon to 1. And congratulations, Fabled, for your win over Timba. First game between Bento Box and Kitsune. Kitsune looking like one of the favorites for the entire event. One of the favorites for the entire event after the free agent changes. The team is quite strong just all the way through now. And honestly, Kitsune not to be slept on. Meanwhile, Bento Box, you know, an up-and-comer in the league. You know, Bento has gotten into Pokemon as a result of the existence of this draft league. And, you know, that's a good thing, you know? We are always hopeful for Bento to do well, but the issue is that Bento talks so much trash that we all love to watch him lose. So, here we go. Game 1. We have Kitsune leading Steelix versus Xurkitree, which is a fantastic lead for Kitsune. The Steelix is going to Mega Evolve and click Earthquake, right? No, we click Stealth Rock. Objectively even better. In comes Weezing Galarian, which has Levitate, but that does not protect you from 1,000 arrows. And in comes Olomomomomomomo, which does not care about your 1,000 arrows. And now that's gonna click Toxic. Xurkitree's gonna get Toxic Poisoned. Very, very strong. Aggron's gonna come in now as we stay in and go for Protect, which is I mean, a fair choice. We're gonna go for Scald, try and get a burn. No burn. Aggron's gonna get up the rocks. We're gonna go for Scald again. This time we do get the burn, and Aggron goes for Roar, which tells me that this Aggron doesn't really need that attack. But now we're trading Earthquakes. And, unfortunately, now that the Aggron is burned, this thing right here, this thing, wins, right? Earthquake, and for whatever reason, Bento switches a Poison type in on a Dracozolt that is using Earthquake. I wouldn't have done that personally, but it's okay. Because after some pivoting, Zydog comes in and clicks Outrage. But it's okay, because now we have Buddy Holly, the Wheezing, you know? Wheezing doesn't care about that, so to speak, right? And then a fairy comes in on Wheezing. Yes, Wheezing. There we go. And Aromatisse uses Heal Bell and heals 3 statuses, which feels really good. But the issue, however, is that Bento's Wish Passing does not kill this incoming Wheezing, which is now at full health and is going to reburn the Aggron with Will-O-Wisp. Heavy Slam does a lot. It wouldn't have killed without the burn. It would have done 98%. And now the Aggron's gonna just roar, forcing switches. Bolt Beak does 42. This is a calc that I discussed on the stream. Earthquake, while burned, does not kill, and a second Bolt Beak kills the Aggron, and Zydog dies to rocks damage. In comes Alakazam, takes a Scarf Bolt Beak, brought down to Sash, and now at this point, Muck wins the battle. Nothing beats this Muck. And Kitsune recognizes this, and Kitsune takes game 1 with the power of Muck. Or we can switch into Steelix as well. You know, that's also fine. We could also switch into Steelix. Both of these Pokemon win the battle at this point. The Steelix probably has Heavy Slam, right? Surely Heavy Slam. But we're going for Earthquake. I mean, you know, Earthquake's gonna get the job done too. But we switch to Alomomola. I don't know why we switched to Alomomola. Are we trying to get the burn? Well, we did. We got the burn now. Now we can switch back into Steelix. Yeah. Okay, well, now we can Earthquake. I mean, we were able to Earthquake before. But now with the burn, I guess it's a little bit more pressure. And Bento is just sitting here and prolonging the answer. Or the answer? What? Where did I get answer from? Oh, I got it from chat. Someone in chat said the word answer. Prolonging the inevitable, so to speak, is Bento here. And once the silly thing dies, Earthquake wins the game. Steelix is a huge problem for Bento's team. Let's see what Bento does to defeat Steelix. Well, now we leave Grafaiai, and we go for Toxic Orb Switcheroo. Now, here's the thing. If this Keldeo was Z-move, because this is Kitsune's Z-Captain, that Switcheroo would have failed. You would have locked your... Well, no, you wouldn't have locked into Switcheroo, but you would have failed, and you would have just been stuck there with a Toxic Orb. And it would have probably just killed you. But instead, we didn't have that interaction as Hydro Pump missed, which is, you know, pretty lucky for Bento. Oh, no, it hit. Wait, it lost 50%. How bulky is Grafaiai? Hold on. This must be especially defensive Grafaiai. Either way, getting caught back up. We have a bunch. The Miss Will-O-Wisp into Crit Heavy Slam hurt me a lot. Yeah, that'll happen. It's okay, though. This is fine. Aggron's not really doing much damage here. We can go for Scald Burns. Aggron can never defeat this. Roar, yeah. That'll just trigger your regenerator for you, and eventually you will get a Scald Burn. In comes Boltbeak. Boltbeak does, in fact, beat this one-on-one while burned. Bento is learning this firsthand. Zygarde comes in, is a ground type, and thus immune to Boltbeak. And we go for 1,000 Arrows because, you know, that's just the best move. But Alomomola is causing Bento excessive problems because Bento does not realize that Alakazam, does not care about the existence of this Alomomola. Bento does not seem to realize that, you know, Alakazam can come in and be immune to toxic damage and set up on this Alomomola and win the game. Bento doesn't recognize that. I mean, sure. In comes Boltbeak, right? But if you have a Zydog, why don't you just kill the Boltbeak? Wait, what? Go read what Magic Guard does, Bento. Go read the ability of Magic Guard. Go read it. Go read it. And today, Bento learned something, chat. Can we get some claps in the chat for Bento, who is learning? Alright, anyway, Muck with Poison Jab is gonna punch this Aromatisse. And it's gonna try and punch the Aggron, but the Aggron cannot be punched by poisonous punches. And now we have reached an impasse. And this impasse is neither of these players can really broke the wish passing. We can't really break through this. You know, the Aromatisse is Wish Heal Bell, and the Alomomola is Wish with the Regenerator and is Wish Passing. Grafaiai is probably not the correct switch here, but it's okay, because the Grafaiai lives and is now nearly at full health again. Very strong. We're gonna go for a knockoff into a Mega Steelix, which just makes too much sense. You know, Mega Steelix as a switch just makes too much sense. Earthquake does 1,000,000 damage, and for whatever inexplicable reason, Bento has decided to click Outrage when there are 0 Pokemon that resist ground. And Bento loses the battle as a result. And at this point, I'm gonna tell you what happens right now, chat. Bento's wish passing is not as effective as Kitsune's wish passing. There is no Pokemon that Bento has left that kills this Steelix. There is no Pokemon left that kills this Steelix, and Kitsune is going to win the battle in the long term. Now, all we have to do is wait, chat. We just simply wait. That's all we have to do at this point, you know? Bento has a good position here. Xurkitree comes in on the Alomomola. Bento, unfortunately, appears to be scarfed and locks into Hidden Power, which is resisted by the Alomomola, I'm assuming, and is instantly forced to switch thanks to the power of Protect. Grafaiai tries to trick. Guess what? Trick doesn't work. If your opponent is a Mega Stone user, you cannot trick against those. So, this Grafaiai, which is Switcheroo, is really demonstrating that Switcheroo isn't exactly a good gimmick, and you guys maybe should, stop relying so much on that one. And Aromatisse is gonna die between Toxic and you know, all this stuff. It'll be a slow, very long, very painful death, but eventually this Aromatisse does lose this battle. Grafaiai comes in, but it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. At this point, Steelix Earthquakes 2 times, right? Or we gyro ball. I mean, that's fine. Bento's stale tactics. Yes, Bento is currently prolonging the inevitable. I mean, to be fair, Kitsune could blunder this, but it would require Kitsune to essentially stay in and let this Circuitry kill this Alomomola. Wow, it didn't happen. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that that exact thing that I just said, where Kitsune blunders the entire game? Who would have suspected that it didn't happen? Oh, shocked Pikachu meme. Yeah, no, it just doesn't happen here. And as a result, the Aromatisse goes down, Bento is out of recovery, and the Alomomola is still at full health. And, I don't know about you guys, but, infinite healing is mathematically better than no healing. Just mathematically speaking. We go into Circuitry, it's gonna just die, but we dodge a Hydro Pump, Bento still has a chance. Just kidding, there's a Muck. There was no chance. And we go for Energy Ball here because we have to. And Muck eats those like a feast. And, Pursuit, yeah, we can't even save the Circuitry. Graphite comes back in. It gives the Muck... No, it doesn't, because it's Prankster, and guess what? You can't Prankster Dark types. And, Bento is down to the last thing that he has left, which is his Aggron. And, yeah, no, that doesn't go well for him. It just doesn't. He's gonna roar a bunch of times, you know. But since Alomomola has Regenerator, and this does not have Toxic, this is a game over. There is nothing that we can do. And, yeah. There's a couple of ways you can win this battle if you're Kitsune, and that's the most efficient one. Just get a Skull Burn Forehead. Outplayed. GG. Aggron has one turn to live, and that's game over. There's no healing on the Aggron. And Aggron's lack of reliable recovery has proven itself once again, and Bento is defeated. Zexal versus Crystal Wolf. Alright, so we have Zexal leading Superior versus Crystal Wolf's Nidoqueen. We go for Protect as Nidoqueen turn 1 Poison Jabs. We're going straight for the damage. In comes Snorlax on the Nidoqueen, and rocks just go up, but it's too late at this point. But we have Magic Bounce Espeon to Magic Bounce the Roar. In comes Manaphy, and we are bold. We say we are going to Calm Mind in front of the Manaphy because we don't care. Manaphy U-turns into low kicks, and that's an unfortunate way to go if you're an Espeon. But like, after the whole session, we have a nomination of Best Strat Unusual Draft. I mean, after the whole thing, maybe. Alright, and Crystal Wolf's going for more hazards. Close Combat is going to pick up the KO. But now we have such low defense and Poison Point. Now we have such low defense and 4% HP that any move kills us. In comes Low Kicks. We need to go into something that defeats Low Kicks. Maybe Marvel Scale. Yeah, I mean, it forces out the Low Kicks, and we get Toxic on the Rat. But, like, now, how do we actually beat this Rat? I don't think any of our Pokemon beat the Rat. The Rat goes for Volt Switch, which is very cool and all that. We go for Scald, don't get a burn. Doesn't really matter too much. I do think that this game is over at this point. The Manaphy can click Tail Glow, but it doesn't look like it has Tail Glow this time, which is pretty notable. And Snorlax goes for Defense Curl, which is not something that I would recommend. Anyway, here's Skill Link Tail Slap, which does a lot of damage. It hits 5 times and is a stab move. Are we faster than this? Tail Slap? Yep, that slaps. And the Rat Part 2 is gonna knock out the Infernape. And Rat Part 2 is also... Oh, never mind, I lied. It missed. Okay, hold up. We can win this. We just need not Low Kicks. Oh, Palmat? Okay. And somehow, We have hit the Palmot. Okay, okay. Now we need low kicks to never exist again. Manaphy, okay, huge, huge. Protect, huge, huge. Waiting for more damage, I guess, from the poison. Okay, we just simply keep clicking Leaf Storm. Huge, huge. All right, now we need never low kicks. This is our whole plan. Never low. Oh shit! It's low kicks. Okay, we protect as Sucker Punch is used. Okay, we didn't even go for first impression. Oh, but second time, the second time, and unfortunately, we are too low with Melodic, and we die to the Stealth Rocks. All right, let's see what Zexal does this game. Cincino versus Whimsicott lead, fantastic. We switch into a Nidoqueen as the Whimsicott goes for Stun Spore. The Whimsicott does not get poisoned, which is a huge improvement, and it goes for U-turn, and in comes the Espeon. Espeon takes half of its HP from Poison Jab, goes for Shattered Psyche, which was unnecessary. Regular Psychic would have killed the Nidoqueen, and we lose our Z-move usage to the low kick switch in. And this is already a disaster, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, we have a Snorlax. You know, we're gonna go into our. We're gonna get roared into our Superior, and we're gonna go for Leaf Storm. And after 2 Leaf Storms, we're at ×3. As long as nothing kills us, we're good. We're gonna protect. This thing, I believe, is naturally faster than us. And yes, Zexal does recognize this. And the rat goes for U-turn. Very cool. And this rat is also faster, and we lose our Staraptor. But it's okay, because we have Toxic on our Whimsicott, which is very, very good. In could come... Yes, this could come in. And... we could have probably used Close Combat here. None of these Pokemon resist Close Combat. Close Combat would have been a better click than Flare Blitz. Unfortunate. You don't want to see that. U-turn, in comes the rat in a fantastic position. And we don't even go for a fighting move. We just go into the auto note as we're going for defense curls. And this is probably going to be the game. Because the Manaphy just goes first, right? The Manaphy gets in first. Now that the Manaphy is in, it's in, you know? You know? How tall is Manaphy? How tall is Manaphy? Hold on. This is important. Oh, 1 foot of Manaphy is in right now. A whole foot is in. And yeah, it's gonna tail glow and it's gonna scald. And it's just not gonna go well for Zexal at this point. And yeah, after a couple of tail glows, yeah, GG. This is just GG. Nothing is gonna. No rain to heal burn. Not this time. Doesn't look like it. And there's the Mega Evolution from the Audino. Flamethrower is going to kill, and yeah. You know, Espeon and Infernape are good together, but they are not good enough to beat all of these Pokemon. And Flare Blitz is not the correct lock here. You definitely want to lock Close Combat against a team that has no fighting resists. Oh, it's not even locked. Okay, so that means in comes the funny rat or low kicks for first impression kill. Either way, Crystal Wolf had that one sealed. And yeah, that is just an unfortunate way for Zexal's match to go. Plasma, not a player to shake a stick at. Kiwi, learning the game. We will see how this goes. We will see how it goes. Alright, so we have leading Rotom-Mow versus Chandelure. Chandelure, turn 1 Fire Blast, that's going to kill. Fantastic. Now Plasma realizes that this is a Scarf Chandelure. Parting Shot's going to get some momentum as the horse comes in against Starmie, and Starmie just goes for Thunderbolt and dies instantly on Mega Horn. In comes Chandelure. Yes, fire move, very scary. Ice Horse does not want to take fire move. Fire Blast, lots of damage, but not quite enough there. Parting Shot this time, now going to reduce the attack of the Flygon. The horse comes back in. The horse is on the Lorse once again, picks up another kill. This time, Chandelure is going to come in and try to Fire Blast. It gets a crit on the Florges, and the second will kill because of the first one critting. In comes the Silvally. Fire Blast again. This time, Kiwi says, I do not care about your tactics. I'm going to go for the attack. And Plasma calls it out and goes for a Surf. And that's not bad, but it didn't kill. Umbreon's now going to get a foul play off on this ridiculous Metagross. And a second foul play is going to kill the Metagross. And honestly, Kiwi is in a pretty good position. But the issue, however, is that Chandelure is too low for Stealth Rocks. So it would die. It would die if it came in. Anyway, the synchronized Pokemon are going to Toxic Poison each other. Foul play, you know, gonna get some chip damage. Teleport comes in. Very good. This Umbreon could honestly go for Toxic here, and it does. Good play by Kiwi. Close combat, doesn't kill, but after Toxic Poison, we die. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. We go into Stack Attacka after a fighting move was revealed. Stack Attacka does not live that. And thanks to Stealth Rock, Chandelure dies, and at this point, Kiwi has to beat both of these remaining Pokemon with this Sylveon. Is it doable? No. Heavy Slam. And if Kiwi had just attacked, there is a non-zero chance that Kiwi could have won, but instead Kiwi tried to set up a wish in front of the horse. And as we all know, you don't want to be on the bad side of a horse, especially when it is on the Lorse. Now, game 1 goes to Plasma as a result of the horse. We have the exact same lead once again. This time, we go for Fire Blast and we miss the Silvally. In comes Sylveon immediately. As Rotom comes back in, Leaf Storm is used. Very cool. Hyper Voice does 69%, which is way too much damage, honestly. And we go for Protect. Gonna get some leftovers recovery. You love that if you're Kiwi. Are we gonna go for Hyper Voice again? Yes. And it does a solid amount. At this point, I believe Eruption does less damage than Flamethrower. But it doesn't matter. We're Z-move. In comes Flygon, which honestly eats the Inferno Overdrive like nothing. It uses Earthquake, and then it uses Earthquake on the Metagross as it is Weakness, Policy, Agility, Metagross, which is still outsped by Scarf Flygon, and then Kiwi doesn't know what Levitate does, and we go for Volt Switch, but it's okay, because Volt Switch doesn't do anything against Flygon, which is a ground type, and then we go into Starmie to take 1,000,000 damage for no reason, and then we go into Umbreon, which is also weak to Fairy. Kiwi has now switched in 2 Pokemon that are weak to the stabs of the Pokemon directly in front of them. But it's okay, because we got off Toxic. We got off Toxic. We got off Toxic. Huge. In comes Scarf Chandelure. Silvally Dragon comes back. Hidden Power is used. I have no idea what type that Hidden Power was. It's neutral against Dragon. I have no idea what type this Hidden Power is. Sylveon comes in. And Sylveon's gonna get Parting Shot at. The horse is back. We're gonna go for Hyper Voice. Not... Oh, but we dodge Icicle Crash. We're gonna get off another Hyper Voice. Icicle Crash does 66%. That's a lot of damage. We go for Protect. We need that health. We need that health. Need that health. Protect, very useful. Stack Attack is gonna come in on Icicle Crash. Take 0 damage. Alright, but we died at close combat now. The horse. Look out, chat. The horse is on the Lorse. The horse is on the Lorse. Chandelure comes in. There are no Stealth Rocks this time. And we get a Fire Blast. Huge damage, honestly. And we go for it again. as Draco Meteor is used and Chandelure drops. Oh no, how does Kiwi defeat the Rotom in the back now? Earthquake? Okay, the Rotom comes back in and Kiwi uses Earthquake once again on an electric type that has Levitate, that can't be Earthquaked. Now Kiwi has to switch to Umbreon. The Ice Horse is back. Umbreon is in against the Ice Horse. We're going for Protect. Mega Horn is used. Okay, Mega Horn has a chance to miss. Kiwi goes for a double Protect and loses Umbreon for free. Okay, what does Kiwi do now? Flygon comes in. And what do we go for? We go for Earthquake, which, again, Rotom, it's immune to Earthquake. It's gonna kill the Starmie now. How does Kiwi win? How can Kiwi win this game? How can Kiwi win? Look at the health of this Florges. How can Kiwi win? Sylveon? Florges is gonna heal with Synthesis. Sylveon's gonna get off a Wish. Kiwi is now going to Wish Protect. Heal back to full for the Sylveon. And, you know, honestly, Wish Synthesis Moonblast, maybe it doesn't have aromatherapy. Maybe this Florges dies to Toxic. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. We're gonna find out. Wish, Hyper Voice, that's gonna pick up the KO. Rotom Mo comes in. Leaf Storm, do we just Hyper Voice again? Oh my god, we Hyper Voiced again. Okay, hold on. The Sylveon is faster. Does this kill? It does not kill. It does not kill. But we going for close combat? What? Why did we go for close combat? And Kiwi is on the board against Plasma in a huge upset so far, honestly. All right, this time we have an MC Boom Burst lead, revealing the Scarf on the Flygon. And MC Boom Burst is also scarfed as the Flygon simply goes for Outrage. That doesn't work on Fairy types, and you don't want to put a Dark type in front of the Fairy type. But Kiwi continues to do that because Kiwi's tactics are beyond that of the mortal man. In comes Metagross, and then we're gonna switch into Rotom as we go for Foul Play because, let's be honest, you have to respect the Umbreon's Foul Play tactics. Now the Umbreon has a Scarf and is using Toxic, but that's okay because the Umbreon is locked into one move. And now Kiwi puts a Pokemon in once again that is weak to the stab move that the opponent is using. But it's okay, we've got Ice Beam. Aromatherapy is used. Now there is no more Toxic Poison on the Rotom, but Stack Attack gets to come in. Metagross comes in response. Earthquake is terrifying. We switch into Chandelure, which also dies to Earthquake. And how can Kiwi win? How can Kiwi win? You dodged Meteor Mash! And that is how you can win. You dodge a 5% to dodge. And now the Metagross has taken 1,000,000 damage for free. And we're gonna just sack our Flygon. But we're gonna get a crit Earthquake that kills the Florges. And we switch into the Pokemon that beats the Noivern. But we get confused with Hurricane. Okay. This is one Hyper Voice. Metagross lives the Hyper Voice. But are we faster? No, we are not. We lose Sylveon. How can we win? How can we win? We have lost our best Pokemon, Sylveon. Well, we can Earthquake the Metagross. And now we're locked into Earthquake. MC Boom Burst comes back in. But it's okay. This thing's got U-turn. It's not very strong. It's pretty weak, actually. But our Umbreon's got a Choice Scarf. And the Rotom uses Trick again? For what? I don't know. I do not know. But now the Rotom has a Choice Scarf and the Umbreon is going to protect. The Umbreon is going to protect. Silvally Ground comes in, gets Foul Played for its troubles. It could get Toxic Poisoned. It is a ground type. Multi-attack doesn't do enough damage. It gets Toxic Poisoned. We can protect now for some free chip and some free leftovers damage. And now we can wish. We can wish. Do we wish? No, we Foul Play. Why do we Foul Play? We could have wished. I mean, Toxic's still gonna kill after a Protect, but still, like, that's probably a blunder. You probably wanted to click Wish. Typhlosion's gonna come in. Flygon's gonna come in on Typhlosion. Eruption does not do nearly enough. And does Kiwi go for Earthquake? Yes, Kiwi does go for Earthquake. In a reality where two Pokemon are immune to Earthquake, Kiwi is gonna click Earthquake every time. It's okay though, we have Stack Attack. Stack Attack lives Eruption, and it goes for Stealth Rocks, limiting the amount of switches Plasma can make. This Rotom, which has a Choice Scarf, cannot come in on rocks too much. It has to be careful. It comes in, it gets Defog off, but Rock Blast connects the second time, and that's gonna pick up the kill after Toxic. And Plasma has nothing for the Stack Attacka. Focus Blast! I lied! This game is not over! Flygon's gonna come in and use Earthquake, and this time Plasma stays in! And it just comes down to this. Is there one move that this guy can lock into? That this Noivern can lock into that beats Kiwi? It goes for Heat Wave. Heat Wave does not win this battle. Heat Wave loses to protect foul play, protect foul play, protect foul play. And Kiwi even finds a way to wiggle in Toxic. And Kiwi's gonna get the win over Plasma in the biggest upset of the season so far. And finally, Wish is revealed from the Umbreon. And in a shocking turn of events, Kiwi is able to beat Plasma after an Earthquake crit and a Meteor Mash miss. And Kiwi is on the board. So, if there is anyone who I have played so far who has a chance to knock me off of the undefeated pedestal, it is Antkiller. So, let's see what happens. Game 1. Here we go. Alright, so, here we have Skarmory lead versus Absol. I have Thunderbolt on my Absol. Why do I lead Absol? Because I expect Antkiller to lead Skarmory. I am going to click Mega Evolve and click Thunderbolt. The worst that Antkiller can do is click Body Press and kill me. Why am I okay with Body Press killing me, you may ask? Well, it's because I get off damage with Thunderbolt and I stop Stealth Rocks from going up. So I simply just Mega Evolve and click Thunderbolt, and Antkiller clicks Body Press and die, and I die. And I'm like, that's fine. That's completely fine by me. Now I have Nihilego, which Skarmory cannot survive, and Nihilego is going to start clicking a bunch of attacks. Power Gem is going to break Mimikyu's disguise, which Mimikyu is the Pokemon that I was most scared of. It goes for Trick Room, which I also was very scared of. And now I click Power Gem. I don't kill the Mimikyu. It goes for Destiny Bond, and I'm like, wait, Destiny Bond? I know better. I want my Nihilego to live, so I'm not going to attack. I'm going to go for Stealth Rock. Tyrantrum's going to come in now, and it misses a Head Smash. Now, I think that I don't know if that instantly won me the game, but it certainly helped, because this Nihilego has a Focus Sash. Now, I could have lived the Head Smash with the dodge, or even without the dodge, I had a Focus Sash, and I definitely killed the Tyrantrum back, but, you know, it's better to have my Focus Sash intact. Now I'm gonna get off another attack, Power Gem, +2, that crit I don't think mattered, because I have max special attack. Ditto's gonna come in and copy me, and at this point, I took some time to think, and I was like, okay, well, I'll be okay, to sack my Nihilego here, because I can go into Indeedee, and then I can go into Hawlucha and kill my own Nihilego with close combat, right? But then I just live. And since Ditto has less HP than Nihilego does, Ditto dies to the Power Gem. And I'm gonna get off 4 KOs with the Nihilego before it is forced out. And at this point, Gardevoir comes in and wins the game with Choice, Scarf, Moonblast. 2. Will Antkiller become the first player to give Cupid a game loss? We are gonna find out. Alright, so this time, Skarmory lead. This time I just go straight into the Nihilego. I go for Thunderbolt turn 1. Expecting Stealth Rocks, you know? I'm just trying to break the Skarmory's tactics. I go for Power Gem because I know that I don't need to click Thunderbolt again to kill. And I get some chip on the Quagsire, and then I reveal my third attack, Grass Knot, which kills the Quagsire. Now at this point, I am going to continue Power Gemming until everything dies. I'm going to Power Gem on the Mimikyu. And if you guys noticed, I was slower. After Trick Room went up, I went first. I was minimum speed Nihilego. Mimikyu uses the Z move, and I live, but it's okay, because of Shadow Sneak. Indeedee gonna come in, and that's fine, you know? But I am also slower with Indeedee, because I brought Trick Room to counter Antkiller's Trick Room. Head Smash is gonna kill my Indeedee after somehow Expanding Force does not kill, but that's okay, it's fine. I have Gardevoir with a Scarf, and now that the Trick Room is gone, Gardevoir is going to go first and kill a lot of things. Ditto is gonna come in and become a Scarf Gardevoir. And I'm like, man, there's nothing that I'm really scared of. I'm gonna just sack Gardevoir. And I see that Antkiller is going to lock into Moonblast. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. I have plenty of tactics against the Moonblast. I'm gonna go into Vaporeon to get off a Scald. If he stays in, he loses the Ditto. If he switches, you know, then I get off damage on Toxtricity. I'm gonna go for Protect to see what the Toxtricity is going for. And I'm like, okay, cool. So it's going to try and kill me. So I'm gonna go into Goodra to counter this and just get off attacks and go for Draco Meteor. This is a Specs Goodra with Draco Meteor. And here I blunder the game! I blundered the whole game! How did I blunder, you may ask? Well, I go into Hawlucha thinking, oh yeah, my Goodra can just take a Boom Burst after it switches back in. It's fine, right? My Calc had my Goodra be a Sulk Fest, and I blundered because I could have simply just used Draco Meteor again and killed the Toxtricity if I hit. But now I have a chance to lose to a critical hit. I lose Hawlucha to Boom Burst. Toxtricity heals to full off of Wish. And I'm like, Goodra, please do not get crit. And I don't get crit. And I have Hidden Power Ground. And I am able to clutch out my massive throw. My biggest throw of the entire season. And I am able to get the victory over Antkiller 2. Right now, looking at this, I see Terrakion, and I see weak to fighting, weak to rock, weak to fighting, weak to rock, neutral to both, but non-existent defense, and weak to rock. So, this battle will really come down to, how in Tarnation is Mr. Titan T going to stop the rock? Well, we have lead Thundurus, as Klefki is led. We go for Toxic, we get that Toxic Poison, turn 1, love that. Cupid, any chance you want to trade Ultra Beast? No, I do not. I like Nihilego. Nihilego's been fun. So we have a sacked Lucario as Moltres goes for Fire Blast. Thundurus is gonna come in. Very scary. We don't want to get Thundurus. Crocodile's gonna come in. You can't Volt Switch on Crocodile, that's for sure. And Crocodile's gonna go for Pursuit as Mr. Titan T reveals not Specs. And it goes for HP Ice, which does a lot, but doesn't kill the Crocodile. Second HP Ice does a lot to the Manectric as well. Manectric comes in quick attacks to pick up the KO. And now we go for Flamethrower on the Mamoswine, and that's not going to do enough damage. But that's okay. We have a Moltres in the back. Fire Blast? Yeah, that's going to kill Specs Fire Blast for sure. Haxorus comes in. I don't think Haxorus appreciates taking a Specs Fire Blast. And oh my god, it took over half. But it's okay, because we got Poison Jab, and then we get a Flame Body Burn. But it's okay, because Lumberry with the second Fire Blast is going to pick up the KO. Beedrill's going to come in, and at this point, it's up to Wisty to not blunder the game. How does Wisty blunder the game? Wisty can go into Klefki and use spikes on a Pokemon with magic bounce. Wisty can also, you know, let a Tailwind go up and then let this thing stall out all of your moves. Wisty can also go for magic bounced moves and get magic bounced. Heat Wave. Uh-oh. 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 Heat Wave again. Tailwind goes away, though. This is very good. Terracion's gonna come in. Stone Edge. That's gonna kill. Alright. And now Terrakion simply survives and Stone Edges. And Wisty does not blunder game 1. How will game 2 go, you may ask? Well, let's find out. Let's just find out. We have Forretress lead versus the Mamoswine. We get up our Stealth Rocks. Forretress is going to stay in and try to go for spikes. And Xatu has Magic Bounce. And Wisty goes for spikes again. And now Wisty has 2 layers of spikes on her side and has to rapid spin off her own spikes. And this Xatu is now setting up, and Wisty needs to be very careful about this Xatu. But it's okay, because we can Mega Evolve, and we forget about Tailwind doubling the speed. And after 2 Calm Minds, Xatu picks up the KO on Manectric, and Stone Edge does not kill the Mamoswine, but it is a Scarf Mamoswine, which does, in fact, revenge kill the Terrakion. It's okay, though. We got Pursuit. That Mamo is dead. It cannot escape. But it's okay. The bee is going for Fell Stinger. It's trying to boost its attack. It does not get the attack boost. Xatu's going to come back in. Wisty's going to do the tactic where you spike up on the Magic Bounce Pokemon again. Now Wisty's just says, you know what? That's fine. I'll keep these spikes. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going into Crocodile, and I'm dodging a Heat Wave, and I'm using Knockoff. Now at this point, Wisty needs to be very careful of this Pokemon in particular. This thing has First Impression, and it kills Crocodile, and Klefki is a Fairy type that you can go into in response. That is truthful. You can go for Play Rough, get some solid chip off, but Thunder Wave here, I wouldn't have gone for, but it's okay, because you don't get punished. In fact, Thunder Wave was perfect for you there, in the exact case where it doesn't move ever again. And it goes for Sword Stance and then just dies to your Moltres Fire Blast. But we have no electric type switch-ins. And Mr. Titan T recognizes that there are no electric type switch-ins. And this is going to result in a victorious maneuver for Mr. Titan T. And we will have yet another Game 3 situation. A lurk a bit. Sounds good, Antkiller. I will see you after your lurk. And Mr. Titan T does, in fact, clean up this battle. The final game of the week. Of the week of the 5th. Well, let's see what happened. We have lead Haxorus versus lead Crocodile. And honestly, Crocodile wins here. I don't know why we didn't just go for Earthquake after Intimidate. But it's okay. We're going to go into Klefki, you know, take non-existent damage. And we're going to go for Toxic. I personally would not have gone for Toxic there. I would have just attacked with Play Rough. And then we go for Thunder Wave on the incoming Mamoswine, which is an absurd prediction. And Mr. Titan T is reading Wisty's soul as Wisty goes for Spikes. And the Spikes get Magic Bounced. But it's okay, because Manectric is going to come in, Mega Evolve, and just click Thunderbolt. Crit, which mattered. Crit did matter. And then it dodges a Stone Edge. And then we get a Flamethrower off. And then it dodges another Stone Edge. And then we get another Flamethrower. And Tailwind goes away. And we just pick up the kill for free. Manectric just dodges this everything. And then Hidden Power Ice crit. But it's okay. We live those. You know, we live those. And we also, you know, we have Hidden Power Ice on Terrakion. For what? We have Hidden Power Ice on Terrakion, though. Did Mamoswine not have Earthquake? I I don't know. It went for Stone Edge. I guess predicting the Moltres switch, because, you know, Mamoswine gets hard punished by a Moltres switch. It's okay, though. Crocodile's gonna come in against the Bumblebee and miss Stone Edge! And Fellstinger kills! Oh no! Oh no, Wisty! Oh no, Wisty! You're gonna get your specs knocked off. Terracion's gonna die to the spike! Oh no! Oh no! Wisty! No! And the bee is going to kill everything. Brick Break, for some reason. Flare Off, that doesn't do nearly enough damage. That's not gonna do enough. Brick Break again. And Fortress cannot survive the spikes. And Mr. Titan T gets the win over with. 20% to lose that battle, so to speak. 20%. And unfortunately, that's just how Pokemon is played. That's the game that we play here, chat. That is the game. And that's gonna conclude the matches portion of the recap. Zexal, after being defeated, picked up Blaziken, Golisopod, and Dusclops. Just added them to their team. After that, we had Calyrex with 2 crazy free agent moves. We have drop Berserker for Crobat, which, you know, was a lot of points. And this was all, you know, this was all discussed in a voice chat. And it all made sense there. But Calyrex is not entirely the smartest all of the time. And, you know, he really blundered posting this. You know, he really did. But it's okay. So the moves were Berserker for Crobat, Morgrem for Uxie, and Bellsprout for Leafeon. Now these, okay, so let me actually explain how the moves went. Calyrex first drops Hitmontop and Druddigon for Magmortar and Cloyster, which gives Calyrex 2 extra points to work with. Then this move, Berserker for Crobat, Morgrem for Uxie, and Bellsprout for Leafeon, is a second free agent move. Alright, there we go. Now, Calrex's team is essentially very, very different. Practically, fully changed, even, after that. And after that, we have Plasma, who drops Haunter for Mega Ampharos, and Metagross for Swampert. Utilizing the extra points that Plasma has gotten from being defeated, to upgrade what used to be an Abra all the way to a Mega Ampharos. And Metagross has now been bumped up by 1 point to become a Swampert. And finally, Mr. Titan T, after his match with Wisty, drops Rookie D to pick up Comfey for 11 points. And that is all of the recap stuff for today. That is everything that needed to be covered. I hope you all enjoyed this on YouTube, and I will see you guys next week, or sooner, for other content. But if you only watch the recaps, well, I'll see you next week. Peace out, YouTube.